About 0.25% higher. That's the first rate starting to come through. 22,875. Got about 0.1%, 0.15 on the Nifty Bank. 49,381 is where we are at. So it's small green. The small cap index is up about 1/3%. Okay, the Sensex has dipped into the red, so it's flattish, nothing very much at all. You got more up than down, definitely more up than down, at least to begin the day. About 11 names are lower, everything else is up. 15 points on the Nifty to show for it, 22,845. Indices, Bajaj Finserv, Mahindra. We'll just talk about stocks now. Surabhi.
Absolutely, and that's the big question, right? Can we keep rallying even if the US is faltering? Let's see, very early on, quiet start on stocks. Tata Steel, JSW Steel, they are your key winners straight away. Let's pull up SAIL. SAIL is up about 4%, so doing slightly better than its Nifty peers. Beyond these major metal names, some buying on the banking side. Indices Bank 1% higher, SBI is slightly higher this morning. HDFC Bank is seeing a shade of green, 0.4% up on HDFC Bank as well. Some of the biggies like Lever and Reliance right now on the green side of the flat line, but let's see. It's a little tentative. Bharti, Reliance, these are the big stocks which are right now at least holding up in green. There's some buying on BPCL as well on the upside. Let's see what's not working. IT is not working. So yesterday there was a day of a bit of a relief and a reprieve, but now the selling is back. HCL Tech, TCS, Infosys, all of these stocks are down. Tech Mahindra, all falling in a pack together. Apart from this, ICICI Bank could be a watch point. It's not following its peers on the upside, at least not right now. Some profit taking on ICICI Bank, quite evident. There's Sun Pharma, Eicher Motors. These are some of the other stocks on the weak side. But otherwise, it's quiet and flat, and I think it gives the bulls the opportunity to maybe build a little later on as the day progresses.
Take that point entirely. On the frontline indices, maybe a pause for breath, but the mid caps is where the action is. 1,600 stocks straight off the bat open in the green for just about sub 300 stocks which are in the red. We speak about the metal names on the frontline end of things, but look at something like a SAIL, look at Jindal Stainless, look at Vedanta as well. All of them have opened higher, though Vedanta doesn't necessarily get positively impacted by the announcements that have come by. Mishra Dhatu is the other one, which is up around 5%. So basically, it's a broad swathe of green that we've seen across metal space, even though the specific positive comes in for the ferrous names itself. Some other names that really stand out. Manisha was telling us how there is positive news coming in for sugar stocks. Balrampur Chini again up 4% is where the stock has opened. And then you have some of these individual names where there have been order wins, etc. GR Infra Projects, for instance, they got a letter of acceptance for over 4,000 crore worth order, which is executable over the next 900 days. So 3 years, the stock straight up around 7.5%. Idea Forge is another one, which is up 4% as well. Senco, for the second day running, opens with a 5% upper limit. Promoters, the buyer out there. And sugar stocks typically move in a pack. So we have other names as well, Bajaj Hindustan, etc., doing well. What's not doing well? Just like the frontline space, mid-cap IT is also not doing particularly well. We have LTI Mindtree down 2%, Persistent Systems down about 1%, Emphasis down about 1%. Birla Soft is another one, which is down about 2/3% as well. All in all, a good start from the mid-cap standpoint. 1,800 stocks now advancing in the green.
Well, absolutely. And, we'll look at a few other names before we bring in our market master today. So ITC Hotels is up 4%. 4.5% has got decent-sized volumes right now. You've got most of the names we've kind of mentioned. I'm just looking at price gain with volume. Tata Communication is up about 4%. There is Avalon, which is up 5%. This morning. Actually, volumes are yet to pick up, so there's not very. I think we mentioned, the SAIL, MobiQuick's, GR, etc., and that's where bulk of the volume lies. It's very early, but it's very strong market breadth. There's almost 8 advances to 1 decline. There's very little on the downside, except the tech names, which are all uniformly down. TCS, Infosys, HCL Tech, Mastek is down 5.5%, but Mastek went up, I think, about 15% yesterday. So it's giving back a little bit today. Persistent is down about 1.5%. Wipro, Hexaware. I'm not sure if there's any news flow per se coming into the US. We'll check. But
it's just largely uncertainty ahead of the Fed meet, and the Nasdaq itself was down about 1.7% yesterday. So
also, there's a lot of negative narrative, and something I think that some of the brokers this morning have also noted. A large foreign broker, if I'm remembering, it might be Citi. We'll just check up on that. Again, highlighting similar concerns that there's the whole question mark on the US growth slowdown conundrum. and then the competition from GCC. So, and this particular brokerage is pointing out that valuations are still elevated and they're above, the mean levels that we've seen over the last 10 years. So, more selling on IT. That's the clear hallmark of today's morning trade.
Yeah. Now, I think, out of all that I've heard, maybe the US slowdown bit, perhaps, is maybe the underlying issue. You had the New York Fed
It is Citi on IT. Just clarifying. Yes, it is Citi. I was trying to remember which note I read in the morning. Citi's come out with a call saying that things are still overvalued despite the fall that we've seen in the last few weeks.
Yeah. But at the margin, maybe the slowdown fears. I think there's a New York Fed survey which we didn't highlight, which again kind of told you that maybe sentiment and momentum in the US, the economic momentum is slowing down. But anyway, we'll touch base with sort of more experts on IT as we go along. But that's the clear loser, 1 3/4% down on the Nifty IT index. Harish.